boys and girls, mommies and daddies, and for all the fall sports fans out there, welcome to another episode of Pounds Firearms. Today, we got a box of parts. I don't see this very often on YouTube, so I was like, what the heck, let's have some fun. What is in your box of parts, if I can speak English today? This is my box of parts. I don't know, I keep saying bag. Box of parts. And yeah, I'm just curious what you guys have in yours. These are all the things that I bought. Doesn't necessarily make the cut. So I figured I'd share and tell me if I'm wrong or right and see what you guys have. All right, I'm gonna set the box aside, but yeah, we'll just start at the top and start working our way down. Let's see what the first item is here. I'm actually gonna put it on the other side. First item here. What do you think this is? Maybe we'll play a little game too, see if you can think what this is. This, if you didn't already guess it, is a lower to a scar. I do have a scar over here, so we can kind of just demonstrate some of the parts that I have and what didn't make the cut and whatnot. This is for a different project. This is actually a lower for a scar 16, not the 17. I don't know if you can tell from that angle or not, but it does not line up. So for those out there that are wanting to know, if you find a really good deal on a scar 7 or 16 lower, will it work? Just so there's no confusion, it's about lined up. It will not work. You are about that short. So for those of you thinking about it, it's not going to work. This is for a separate project. This is for a scar 16 build from scratch project that I was trying to do, and yeah, it's in my box of parts because I haven't finished the project yet. Cool, moving right along. Let's see what else we got here. Next big thing on the top here, Maxpedition. These are, I don't know why it's my box of parts, and of course, the second I record, this freaking wind is going to pick up. Welcome to the fall time in the Rockies. But yeah, so this is a dump pouch. This is their bigger size one. It's in the box of parts because I haven't really thrown it out there for anything yet. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen Maxpedition, there's plenty of videos out there. If you want me to do a video, let me know. But it went from that small little size to this big giant dump pouch. So yeah, I don't know why it's in my box of parts. I should probably take it out of there. But yes, so we'll leave that open in case I have to throw anything else in there. So what else we have here? We have a rail extension. This is an F&H USA rail extension. This is for a scar 17. So if you guys are following along on my scar projects, I originally got this one and it mounts to right here. And it looks great, it's fantastic. There's two harps that I had on it here, so let's see what else we got here. So we'll slide that guy aside. Next grab, we'll grab two things at once. These are the ETS quick mag loaders. I have a couple of shorts out there. Go find them if you're interested in seeing them. They work outstanding if you have specific guns. They're not quite as universal as they advertise. I'm an FN fan. This works like crap. This is the rifle one. So there's, I don't know if you can see it from this video, from this view right here, but there are two grooves in here. There is an outer groove and an inner groove. The inner groove is for 223. The outer groove is for 308. I've asked them and they said this is the by design, but man, that outer groove, I mean 308s just don't move. I mean, you have to like crank on it just to get these 308s to go. It's actually easier loading it by hand than it is trying to do the 308s in there. So it's in my junk pile because I have a lot of 308s and I have a lot of FN products. This won't work on an FN product. It does work on just a traditional AR, so my FN TAC 3 works, and then my M&P pistol works. So it works a little bit for those, but I mean at that point, if I'm only using it for one rifle or one caliber, then it's not quite universal. This is their pistol one. This is good for a 40 and a 9mm. Again, I'm an FN fan. I got a lot of 509s and some of their just FN magazines, and it does not work very well at all with FN magazines. I called them up. They said, yep, they're aware of that. It just doesn't work with FN magazines because of the geometry on how they load. So if you have an FN, don't get this thing. It works great for Glocks. I mean, this thing's fantastic for Glocks. I mean, I loaded 33 rounds in just a few seconds. But yeah, if you have FN products, these do not work very well. let's keep plugging away here. Getting some of this big bulky stuff out of the way. Don't need that one yet. This one, I believe this is an AC Unity, one of those belly band belts. I was hoping I can try to make that work as a quick, replacement to an actual battle belt. You know, something I could put in my car, call it good. So this is the front where I just buckled it in at. This is the rear, so depending on your size, you might shrink this down and lose this pocket, keep it big. And then you have these these little MOLLE inserts in here throughout. Super cool design. Yeah, it's a Vertex and Unity. Super cool design. As you can see, I have a magazine here for an AR/308, and then of course you'd put your 2 pistol magazines in here. You'd have, well, no, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know why it's set up that way. Should have been the other way. I'm right-handed, so the pistol should be here. Should be pistol magazines, then rifle mags, and then the IFAK on the back. But yeah, try that out. I'm a pretty big dude. This is it's not that comfortable for big people, so it's probably pretty cool in a pinch, you know, because you can actually just roll this sucker up like this, which you can't do with much battle belts, and put it in a gym bag or wherever you want to hide it for. So it's super cool. I just haven't really used it yet. I'm actually gonna put that in my bag. All right, speaking about bags, here's another Maxpedition one. This one I think is a normal size one. Yes, this is the normal sized one. So I wanted a dump pouch that, you know, it's not as light and some of the other competitors out there. But what they do advertise for this one is it'll hold 7 AR mags. I haven't used it yet. I didn't go hunting this year. I was hoping to actually use this hunting, and then when I'm going on my hikes, I can just open this up, you know, collect whatever I find. So I got the 2 different sizes. Keep an eye on their website. They actually have some pretty good deals. They'll do like a buy one get one free. So you buy the big one, then you turn around and get the small one for free. So it's a pretty good deal. You pay like 35 bucks for 2 bags, 2 dump pouches. Moving right along here. Let's keep moving here. Looks like we got some more packages. Guess I shouldn't have done that. Move the packages out of the way. Here we got a 45-degree RMR mount. You know, I tried it on my Scar. I had it up in here somewhere. You know, I wasn't a big fan of it, only because I love the idea of canting over and getting a red dot that way. I'm not a big fan of how far the stick's out. It starts running into stuff. You know, it teetered. If you put it down on the side, it's hanging on the RMR and things like that. So just wasn't a fan of it. I thought it stuck out too far, and it was really beating up my RMR every time I laid my Scar on the side. So yeah, took that one off. And we might have a special visitor here. This little guy here was trying to do something similar to that, where I mount it off to the side and then have a little 45-degree. This is actually a super cheapy one. It's my first test, and yeah, I dropped my rifle once and it bent the crap out of it, so this went to the junk pile. And it looks like I just got a special card for my sweetie. You're turning 3.
Yeah, I was 3 yesterday.
You were. Yeah, so we had a special guest who's giving me a card for the camera. She's not 3, she's actually 4. This is last year's birthday card. Thank you, sweetie. We'll show them some more.
Daddy.
Let's see what else we got here. So that one is for sure in the junk pile. This one turned out to be in the junk pile as well. This is a low mount RMR. It's a little cheapy off Amazon or something. It is aluminum, but it's a low mount RMR. And then this one, it's attached. I guess I should have detached it. But then we have a quick release. This is another cheapie from Amazon, but it's a quick release with a Picatinny rail on top and at an angle, so you can mount it either which way. This is my original solve before I got that other RMR mount. The problem with this one is it didn't stick out far enough, so when I canted it over, it was in the way of the optic. So, but your RMR was it wasn't sticking out as far, so it wasn't getting beat up. But yeah, so I kind of just ditched that whole idea, and that's where we sit. So I got 2 junk parts now. Got some extra belt clips here so I bought the Uniclip and replaced the regular belt clip here for one of my holsters. Let's see what else we got. We got an OSS 762 muzzle brake. The muzzle brake is not in here. This is just the package. It's actually holding, you can hear that, it's holding my factory FN Scar brake in there, so that way I don't lose it. Let's keep plugging away here. This goes together here. This is the factory SCAR yoke and Picatinny rail. So before you go on this venture of trying to add an extended rail, the way it normally sits, it's gonna be like this. This piece would be in here, and that's how it normally sits, so you don't have that extended rail. So to get this mounted, even well, no, so you would use this for the SCAR one, the original SCAR one, or the FN branded one. You would use this together like this. So this would be mounted to the rifle. You'd get this, you'd mount it to here. That's where the clip would go. So you'd leave this factory one on here. The factory one came off because I added this Midwest Industries one. So that's why that one's on there. So it's not necessarily junk. It's just it's stock, and I don't like to get rid of my stock stuff because I can always go back if I need to. Let's see what else we got here. Oh gosh, you know, we got a bunch of empty bags. Oh, I got some Loctite. Here's some impact weapons components. Looks like some tools, some extra packages here. You'll see the rest of that stuff. Oh man, there goes the wind, just knocked that over. Some more parts here.
I'll help you.
Oh, thank you. Good job, thanks, Dart. All right, so we get this one out of the way. We'll see what the next item is. So we got some Loctite. It's not really junk, just I haven't opened it yet. This guy, Magpul, I got this for my pistol. Yeah, out of all this kit that comes in here, so I still have this piece laying around somewhere. Out of all this kit that came here, all I'm really using is the middle piece and then the forepiece. So the idea behind this is there wasn't enough rail space to put the full kit on here. So what I did is I used this at least for my finger, and then I used the side piece just so I can get a good purchase with this hand here. So when I do my C-clamp, you know, at least I got some texture here to grab onto, so it helps me squeeze that down a little bit. Yeah, so it's actually probably still in there. So yeah, so I'm only using 2 out of the 3 pieces for that. So yeah, moving right along here, we got, geez, it's going on forever, bicycle tube. Why do I have a bicycle tube on here? Well, I don't have it on anymore. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to find it here. But basically what I do is, this is my own version of doing some keeper bands. So cut it out, I don't know, whatever you think, ½ inch, inch thick. They are super stretchy. These things will stretch forever. I have yet to have one snap. And I usually put them around either the butt plate or the stock of the SCAR, or the stock. I mean, do I have it on here? Nope. I guess I don't have any of them on. Yes. So they work. This simple bicycle tire from Walmart was like 15 bucks, I think it was. I got the heavy duty double thickness one or whatever. But it works great. So if you don't want to go out and spend, you know, 30 bucks a band on Amazon, cut this guy up and you got, you know, a couple hundred bands out of an inner tube. So that is not necessarily junk. I cut those off as I need them. Moving right along here. Whoa, dump pouch is getting full, dang it. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over now. All right, we'll put the bicycle tube to the side. All right, what do we got next here? We got a bag full of parts. Well, I don't know where the box went, but these are, I think they're the LaRue's. Oh man, of course, that's a giant breeze. Dang it, come on. These are LaRue's. Basically, they're Picatinny rail covers. They're super slick. I got it because they were just super tiny. They're a lot of maintenance though. You can't just pull off a whole rail. Oh, I do have some on here. So you can see I do have some on here. I'm actually using, when you buy these kits, they have some that are just blank. They just cover up rail space. And they also have some that have keepers in them. I don't know if you can see that or not here. But some of these have keepers in them. So I got, I don't know what you want to call them, outsides and then 2 insides to kind of keep my line straight. For my light. So I'm not really using them for hand sake. I'm actually using it just as a wire management system. They're super cool. I bought enough to get my entire rail filled, and there's a lot of rail on a SCAR. But then when you start playing around and start mounting different things, then you're spending, you know, half a day trying to pop these suckers off. I think there's a tool for them, but yeah, I decided not to put them back on because they're just, as I play around with the setups, it's a pain in the ass. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got an AR stock, or excuse me, pistol brace. So this is an SB Tactical. I was really looking for. My original goal was to make this as compact as possible. So it came with this SBS brace here. This thing, if you mount this up, it is maybe a 1/4 inch shorter once it's all mounted and set to go. So the idea was, before I got my Log Tactical, was I wanted something that was a little bit smaller. So I felt that this compacted a little bit closer. I was hoping it would do more, but really when it was all said and done, it only did it about a 1/4 inch maybe. Plus I also kind of like the factor of pulling that out, and then it just looked different. So it was super cool. I loved it until I got the Log Tactical. Once you get the Log Tactical in there, you can't use this. Not even if it's extended, you can't use. Well, I guess maybe if it was extended. But yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose if it's extended the whole time. So this went to the junk pile because I can't use it with the Log Tactical. So that's why that's in there. What else we got here? Oh, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Some more empty boxes. I do got some 9mm trainers. Kind of a Maxxis fan. I wish they would sponsor me. No, not really. I don't want to get sponsored, because then I have to like say nice things. Well, that's what people say, at least. Yeah, this is awesome. I put it in my 9mm and I run around the house shooting little red lasers, kind of like Toy Story. Little red laser that blinks. What else we got here? We got a little laser. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't see that. But this came off of a Hellcat. It's part of their kit. So took it off, didn't really have any need for it. The M&P series comes with different backs, so that's kind of cool. So they actually mount different backs. I forget what size is in there now, but it did come with 3: small, medium, and large. I think by default it comes with the medium, and then you can swap out between. Well, I don't even know where it's at now. It's not in here. But you can swap out between the medium and large, or the small and large. So that one's where it's at, and I like it. Moving right along here, what else we got here? We're getting down to the end. I think this is for my Benelli M3. No, it's not. This is for a different shotgun. Hell, I don't even remember now. It looks like oh, you know what? This is for that cheap Turkish bullpup shotgun that I have here. You can swap. I think you have to swap out the pistols depending on which load you're shooting, 3" or 2 3/4. All right. Oh, here I found one of my bands. So here's one of the bands that cut off the inner tube. Starts off small, but I'm telling you, you can get them to go around just about any stock, and they're great keepers. I mean, beats spending so much money online. Here's the bracket for that SCAR rail. So it goes something like this. Mount this. I forget how it goes. We'd have to play with it and put it together, but it goes something like this. Then you'd have the other yoke here. You have this the yoke that comes with it, and yeah, so you'd mount it something like that. And that's why I didn't like this, because look how bulky that thing is. It's pretty freaking big. So yep, so that's the bracket for that. Oh, here's the other yoke, so it would have mounted to that. All right, what else we got here? Now we're getting to the super tiny stuff. This is G-code hardware. So I think it's on the Unity belt. I have the clips on there now. You can go straight to move them around and mount them for a belt. We got a bunch of these. Well, maybe not a bunch, but no, I don't know where the other ones are. Great. But there's a whole bunch of them running around here. We got these impact system quick release. This one is for I had it for another AR. I didn't bring the other AR out here, but it has just little slots like this. So the idea was, you undo this one, you can actually mount this to any stock that's got a slot in it, and then you have your quick release adapter. And that's all this is just for a quick release adapter. But you can go ahead and put this in the slot, and now your old A2, cheap generic A2 stocks have a quick release on there. Here we'll try to plug along here. We're making this long. This is an adapter for this. So on this quick pod, gosh, what's the name of it? Grip pod. you can pop this out and actually mount this, and you get two Picatinny rails on the Picatinny lights on the side. So now you can actually mount your lights to your handle here instead of on your rail, depending on how your setup is. Here's some different slides for, these are sleeves for an FN magazine. I ended up swapping out some FN magazines from an old FNS to go on my LS, just so I can get 10 round caps for Colorado. All right, let's see here. So we got some other FN base plates. Same swap, same type of swap that I was doing there. We're getting down to the end here. We were scraping the bottom. Here's that other piece of the Magpul. Oh, this is Magpul. I don't know what this is. Anybody know? Let me know. This guy I was super excited about. It's a Fab Defense. It's the AGF 43S, and this is the one that folds. So originally, when I had, before I put the, oh, that's the other thing with this one. That reminds me. So originally I had this grip on here, and the reason why I had this grip is because I can get it. It was my truck gun, and I can fold this thing down, and then all this is the same length, so I can put it in a much smaller package, and then just pop it out, and yeah, it gets extended. The problem is it doesn't work with the Law Tactical. It sticks out, the beaver tail here sticks out just a little bit too far. So unless I chopped that off, I couldn't use it with the Law Tactical. So that's why this came off, and that's why the factory one's back on. Other than that, we got some springs. This is recoil spring for an FN57. This is the factory one. I did put the lighter one on there for suppressed fire on my FN57, so I kept the spring around. And the last thing here, and I don't know where the other ones went. Dang, I'm gonna have to find them. I must have another box of parts somewhere. This is the bad lever for Parker Mountain Machinery for a SCAR. I had it mounted on the SCAR. Love it. It's super functional. It's exactly, I mean, it's the same thing as a Magpul bad lever for a SCAR. The reason why I got rid of it is I wanted to do more training with using, oh here, you got a bad lever on here. I wanted to do more training with loading a magazine without using the bad lever. The reason why is because, you know, for whatever reason, I might have to use somebody else's rifle. If I use somebody else's rifle and I get my muscle memories over here trying to thump a bad lever, and there's no bad lever here, I didn't want to get that programmed in my head. So I actually started taking these off so I can do a reload, you know, with the mag and then hitting the bolt release on the shooter's left. So got rid of that bad lever, and yeah, well, I'm gonna have to see if there's another box of parts here, because there's another box of parts. So there's the other box of parts. I'll go ahead and just show you here. So where these are the Blue Force gear ones. Where these sat, they have a quick disconnect adapter. So Parker Mountain Machinery actually makes them. You can put the inserts in there, and it changes those into quick sling releases. I popped those off originally because of the FN SCARs rail I had. I had to take them off because I couldn't use the front one. So it's like, well, then heck, I'm not gonna, you know, I guess I could have mounted one down here and then use this quick release. Then I decided I didn't want to do quick release anymore, and I was going to do these Blue Force gear ones. So then, yeah, so that whole plan changed. Who knows? I'm learning. I'm finding out what works for me and what I like the best, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, so I have a few of those. I even have this one, which this one I had to take off because once I started mounting scopes to it, I had to scoot. If I wanted to keep the factory rear, or the factory rear sight, I needed to move the factory rear sight backwards, which then put it right on top of this this mount here. So either that or that scope had to go forward, or I needed a taller mount, one of the two. So I stuck with this one because that's co-witness. If I go any higher than that, I probably won't co-witness anymore. And then yeah, so to keep it further backwards, I had to move that rear sight, and that's why that rear one went off from Parker Mountain Machinery. But yeah, that is my parts box. Yeah, have any comments, let me know. If you think I should go back and reuse some of those other parts, let me know. If not, thanks for watching. I'd love to know what's in your parts box. Leave a comment and tell me, and then maybe we can swap out parts or compare parts. Talk to you guys later. Pound from Pound's Firearms, signing off.